जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. So good to see everyone. Thank you for joining us again on our weekly collective conscious meditation and sharing of thoughts. So thank you for joining us. And today I want to start off with first sending some healing, some good wishes, and gratitude to a very powerful and incredible human being by the name of Mata Pilar from St. Miguel in Spain, who is gathering many grandmothers. You see, tradition in our modern culture, we don't value roots because your roots have been cut. And because the roots have been cut, people are lost. They have no real authenticity left. It's all artificial, artificially consumer-driven identity. The grandmothers and the grandfathers and the grandparents hold much knowledge, much knowledge. And the indigenous grandparents are the keepers of wealth for humanity in this age. And Pilar, with her incredible presence and blessings of St. Miguel, is able to bring these wise women together in order to create a worldview, to share a worldview, that can help humanity in its time of crisis. Well, I say crisis, it's also opportunity. So may we all join in our meditation today towards the end of gratitude. There are those in this world who are picking up the authentic masters, who are picking up the authentic traditions. And I'm not talking about traditions where you've learned this stuff. I'm talking about a lived tradition, a lived way of life. Gurmat is a lived way of life, right? So I don't believe in deforming my body, therefore I don't cut my beard. It's not a question of, well, I believe one thing and I do something else. So it's a lived experience. And those most authentic are our indigenous traditions from various parts of the world. Unfortunately, most of Europe, particularly certainly Britain, has very little of that indigenous wisdom accessible. So may Pilar and all the grandmothers, we give you gratitude and blessings that you have taken it upon yourself to help humanity with your wisdom. And everyone, when we add drop by drop by drop, the pot fills. Yeah, and the pot is now filling. And so as we are moving in this transition, which we spoke about, I think mid-August, that the energy will start moving towards climate concerns and changes. And we're starting to see the storms, we're starting to see unusual activity, even though some of it can be said, well, this is what you expect as you go into autumn. But time will tell. So our expectations with all those that help and guide us and through us are enabling many others to be guided in their own intuition, in their own way towards what is needed around them. That's all it is, what's needed around them. And if you look after your own light, then the darkness around you looks after itself. So look after your own light, and that light allows you to light up what needs to be lit up. You don't have to go lighting it up. It's the default setting of your light. So this process that Pilar has taken is one of many initiatives being done with many different traditions who are bringing mysticism, who are bringing magic, who are bringing shamanic knowledge. Hey, Alexandria, from my sister from Peru, happy to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. And all these wonderful people dotted around the world, medicine women, medicine men, medicine communities, they are now, the time is theirs to move forward. And we are all moving forward together. And what do? We do what we are able to do for ourselves. And that's enough. So, thank you. I wanted to just spend some time on giving some reverence to our ancestors and our elders. Now, this takes me to the next question. Would you have been here? Oh, no, let me rephrase it. Did you create yourself, or were you the product of your mother and father? So, if you see it for what it is, you will realize you, like everything else, me, everyone else, is part of another. We are a product from another. There is no independence to you. There's no independence to any one of us. We are the part of this Gurmat concept called Saibang, fractal, where this opens and opens and opens. It's like an ever blooming lotus. It's an ever blooming lotus. And every one of these elements in creation is a representation of that lotus. Right? So if we begin to recognize that, then we also recognize that the hardships that we have gone through, the hardships that our parents have gone through, the hardships their parents have gone through, and so forth. Life has never been easy. Life is life. Nanak Dukhya Sab Samsar. Guru Nanak, as Buddha asserts, say the same thing. That life has suffering in it. Life, an essential part of life is suffering. And you can see this. You can see this in everyday things. We suffer when we don't get what we want. We suffer when the wrong president or prime minister is elected. We suffer if people don't believe what we believe. We suffer when we are in doubt. We suffer when we are confused. We suffer when we are in fear. We suffer when we are angry. We suffer even when we are in love. Has anyone known anything as painful as love? So suffering is embedded. It's an embedded element of life. And suffering is really your state of mind. That's all it is. If we understand the state of mind, we understand suffering. And by understanding suffering, we are able to comprehend how it operates and therefore allow ourselves. Now, here's a very important distinction. So we can allow ourselves to come out of states of fear, panic, or hysteria, whatever it is, anger, that which makes us feel distressed. We can allow ourselves to come out of it, or we can use that energy and combine it with intention. So manifestation, yes? We've all heard how it's possible to co-create. Well, go on then. Co-create a bar of gold. Co-create this or that. And you'll find that most of these, yes, now, in order to become immersed in the present moment and the sense of ego transcended, allows you to access something within yourself that can be then directed. Yeah, with intention, it can be directed, which then creates electromagnetic fields, which then impact your matter around you, which then many other things that happen behind that in order for what we call manifestation, right? Now, there are things that can pollute this process, which we'll maybe talk about at another time. However, the point I want to make is, so if we feel angry, we can use that energy in order to activate an intention that isn't destructive but constructive. So someone makes you angry, okay? Someone makes you angry because they've commented on your self-image, to do with the way you look, to do with whatever, to do with your self-image, which has caused you a little bit of distress. or anger, you can use that distress and that anger to create an intention of saying, I'm going to become more aware of how my mind reacts to these triggers. So we can create an intention, we can empower that intention, and as a result, creation takes place. Co-creation takes place. All right. So it's not that emotions are bad or good. The point is certain states of being, which are to do with attachment, which are to do with anger, which are to do with obsession, infatuation, greed, craving, or the sense that you actually exist as a separate entity to all that there is. That delusion, that assumption doesn't take into account the fact that you and me and all that there is the product of something else. So let's bring some things together now. So one is that we can use emotions in ways to enhance and construct new forms of being, and that enables you to expand your conscious self. That's what it means, expanded consciousness. It means going beyond what is the confines of it at the moment. And in order to do that, you need energy. And nothing provides you with energy like fear, anger, those kind of things. Of course, love, compassion, gratitude. But fear and anger and anxiety, because they're becoming quite prevalent, can now be diverted and said, all right, I'm going to use this anger, or I'm going to use these things to create an intention in order to not prevent my anxiety, but in order to deal with the circumstances which are triggering a state of ill health. And those could be the fact that people are being compelled and mandatory, being pushed down particular routes, and there's a response to it. And therefore, if you feel slightly put out, then time to create an intention to do the change. And it's only by combining energy with intention. Intention's great, but without action, intention is impotent. Right? So we can help put the two together. We can allow intention and action come together. And when intention becomes selfless, so it isn't about your gratification. It's more than that. It's a different form of happiness. It's a different level of happiness. It's a different depth of happiness and being. So intention combined with action has huge possibilities of enhancing energy, which expands consciousness, right? Okay. So that was one thing. The other thing I wanted to speak about was going back to all our indigenous grandmothers, parents, etc. And each one of us have ancestors. Each one of us have ancestors that have great value to them. And we can judge them, but we're judging them from our standards today. But in reality, all of them had to go through life with their own challenges, and it is through their intention and action that they did what they did in order for you to be sitting here today and listening to this me rambling on. Right? So in other words, without them, without your ancestors, without all that behind you genetically and in terms of their physical existence, because we don't understand consciousness necessarily as the ocean and the wave, we don't necessarily understand it because it doesn't exist in the Western paradigm, what consciousness means. So it's difficult sometimes to translate this. But what we are suggesting is that as everything is part of this ocean, waves arise and waves fall, waves arise, waves fall, but the ocean always remains the ocean. And by acknowledging all those that have been, they stand with you. So I would ask all those who are listening to perform a simple exercise. For the next 7 days in your meditation, light a little candle, and that candle represents, it's with that representation. It's not just lighting a candle, it's what you entrain within that action. And that action of lighting the candle, lighting the jewel, is to acknowledge all those that have been in order for you to be you. All those that have been, all the ones who have taught you, all the ones who have taught you through pain, all the ones that you've gone through, and all the ones that your ancestors have gone through. And by doing that, so it's a little exercise, 7 days, try it out, make a note of the quality of your meditation if you meditate, make a note of how you feel within yourself, make a note of memories or thoughts or dreams or intuition. Allow yourself to access the ocean. And in the ocean are the residue of all those that have been. And because consciousness is such, the moment you take your intention to focus on a thing, attention, the moment you focus there, it becomes part of your conscious. Do you see what I'm saying? So if I focus on my hand, I am now conscious of my hand. So if I bring my attention to all those that have been and stand with me, all the teachers that have been and all the teachers that are, all that have given my ancestry, and in standing with you, in remembering them, you connect with the ocean of consciousness, which allows you now to start recognizing that you and I are all part of this ocean. We are not the wave, we are not separated. So remember where we were going. From getting our health, regaining our health. Why? Because health begins with the mind. Doesn't matter what anyone tells you, that's where it begins. Health begins with the mind. If the mind is stressed, if the mind is distorted, if the worldview is distorted, which are all to do with the mind, then your health is going to be impacted. No two ways about it. Stress leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to disease, right? So it's important to get the mind. So once the mind is in place, the sovereignty comes out of what you are, who you are. And if you then allow yourself to acknowledge the ocean of existence that you and I are part of, just allow yourself. That's all you need to do. You don't need to get all religious about anything. Just allow yourself to comprehend that. And the way to comprehend that, to bring you some rational understanding, is ask yourself the question, did you produce yourself or were you the product of another, like everyone else was? And then you will see what existence is all about. Okay, anyway, gone on long enough. We are moving into autumn. Many things are going to fall apart. Many things are going to come together, but in different ways. Maintain your groundedness. Maintain your meditation, your practice, qigong, yoga, any of that stuff that you can do. It's a time of change and transformation. So allow yourself to be part of that. No need to resist. Acceptance helps. So let's now go through our meditation. And today, the meditation I want to use is the heart meditation, but with the mantra har, har. Okay, so we can begin with the mantra har har, which we can kind of hear ourselves, and then we will drop it down where it's just in our, we whispering to ourselves. Then we'll drop it down further, so it's just mentally, and we'll synchronize with our breath. And then as we synchronize with our breath, our focus will begin to start shifting, and as I guide you through, until you feel that your awareness is around your chest area. And at that time, we will bring our hands here, and I will guide you through a process. And this is to do with our heart meditation. It's heart It's like the first rung of 5 rungs. It's the first rung, but the most valuable rung. Remember, without foundations, all other stories fall apart. So this is a foundation, and it aligns your mind, your mental space, your emotional space, and your physiology. Your physiology meaning your heart rate, your blood pressure, your cortisol levels, your adrenaline, loads of other stuff that goes on inside. It kind of brings that to life. Really powerful stuff, really powerful stuff. So heart coherence, um, and this particular methodology has been passed by masters. There is another methodology, but according to the masters, that methodology has one component that isn't in there. So we will share the one with all the components that we know. And I will talk you through it. It's a simple meditation. And Sandra in Spain, please translate it. I know you've been using it. So it's being translated in different languages. Anyone who can hear this and sees this, and first try it for a few days, you will see the impact. Once you see the impact, then if you want to translate it in a particular language, please do. But please always give reverence to those that provided us with the wisdom, and those are all the masters that stand with us. Okay, so if we're ready, we will go for our meditation. So we're going to use the first space just to bring ourselves a bit present. So your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed. Just make sure your neck is loose. It's always important to do this. And we can also stretch our back, and maybe next week I will show you, or Sunday I will show you a simple chi exercise to bring the fluid in our spine and our cranium come together, or suddenly flow. Okay, so eyes are closed, mouth is closed. As you breathe in, bring your focus to yourself. Notice how you feel. Try and get sense of yourself. So maybe you can sense your body. Notice that your body, when you become aware of it from within, or your sense of self, doesn't necessarily have an outline. And your sense of self, the way you're sensing your body, does it have a boundary? Just see if it has a boundary. Or is it just a sense of space? Notice anything dominant in your body, like a pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch. Bring your focus to the seat you're on. And as you breathe in, notice how grounded, held in place you are by your seat. And wherever you are fixed in that place. You're fixed in that place. You can't be anywhere else. Your mind can think about being anywhere else, but you can't physically be anywhere else. So take a sense of that. That in this moment and in this space, you're fixed. Now bring your focus to the sensations where your body makes contact with your chair or floor. As you breathe in, bring your awareness upwards. So you become aware of your hips and your pelvis. From here, move your focus down your thighs. And if possible, you could probably soften this part of the body a bit. Allow it to relax. From your knees, move your focus down to your ankles. From your ankles, moving down to your feet and the soles of your feet. Come back to the seat. Again, notice how well you're supported. And as you breathe in, bring your focus up your back so you become aware of your lower back. Take your time. Bring your focus a bit further up so you become aware of your middle back. A little bit further up so you become aware of your shoulder blades. From your shoulders, notice your shoulders are not hunched. From your shoulders, move your focus down to your elbows. From your elbows, move your focus down to your wrists. Go to the palms of your hands. And now go to the fingers on your hands. Bring your focus to your face. Allow it to relax. Soften. Bring your focus to your eyes. Notice the darkness. Notice the fact that you are aware. And if possible, aware of being aware. Allow your eyes to soften. Move your focus to your mouth, your tongue. Sensations in your mouth. And allow your jaw to relax. And as you breathe in, bring your focus back to your body. Sense your wholeness. Sense your completeness. And perhaps even sense your joyfulness. Bring your focus to your chest. Notice how you feel in this moment right now, settled or unsettled, peaceful or restless, calm or agitated. And then on your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Allow the sounds to come to you. Don't try and work them out or look for them. Simply listen. Listen. Notice how you feel just beneath your nose. Listening. Watching your breath flowing in, watching your breath flowing out. Stay with your breath. In a few moments, we're going to begin to sleep. Slowly take just a bit deeper breaths. Start increasing the in-breath little by little. And again, just increasing the in-breath little by little. Okay? From next breath out, we're going to say the sound har, and we're going to listen to it. So as the breath comes in, deeper breath in, har, 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 har. Now begin to slow it down so it's only being whispered to yourself. Har, 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 har. Listening to the sound as intently as you can, allowing the sound to manifest by itself. Har, 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 har. And now begin to recite it simply in your mind with every breath out. And now you can recite it in your mind on the breath in and on the breath out. Hard on the breath out, allowing the sound to be as long as your breath. Hold your focus on the sound. Hold your focus on the sound. Hard on the breath in, hard on the breath out, reciting it to yourself and listening to that. Now start to lower the volume within yourself. So as you're reciting Har on the breath in, breath out, just allow the volume of that sound to decrease with every breath out. Still listening, allowing the sound to go lower and lower and lower. Gently bring your palm and place it upon your chest, on your heart. Left hand for men first, right hand for women. Placing the other hand on top. Hold your focus there. Going back to reciting Har with the breath within yourself. Holding your focus at your chest. Holding your focus at your chest. And as your breath begins to slow down, the heart begins to slow down. Still listening, even though it may be just a pulse, holding your focus at your chest, allowing your breath to slow down even further. Listening from your chest. Listening. Allow this bell to take you deeper within yourself. Listening. And again. Your heart is the doorway to the ocean. Heart is the ocean itself. Notice your experience. Does it feel still? Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel safe? Do you feel connected? Are you present? Notice the silence, notice the stillness, and notice how content or peaceful you may be experiencing. Gently bring your focus beneath your nose. Notice your breath. Bring your focus, expanding it so you become aware of your body as best as you can. Notice you're still in the same place. You can sense your legs all the way down to your feet. Notice your back is still straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Eyes are closed, mouth is closed. The body is breathing by itself. As the breath comes in, you can sense the body. As the breath goes out, you can sense the body. You are the mirror upon which feelings, senses, sensations, and thoughts are reflected. Notice how everything is taking care of itself. The breath is breathing by itself. The entire body is functioning by itself. The whole world around you is unfolding by itself. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. In a few moments, you're going to hear the sound of a bell. Use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes. Enjoy the silence before the bell. Welcome back. Sorry to disturb the peace, but all good things have a start, middle, and end, as do all bad things. Thank you very much for joining us. I felt that was a very beautiful meditation, even being semi-participating in it because I have to guide. But I felt the energy of all those who connected. So once again, my thanks to everyone. Um, know that you're safe. Know that you're looked after. Know that you're part of the ocean. Know that the waves come and they go. And while some are attached to being a wave, make sure you always remember you are part of the ocean. In fact, the ocean is you. It's not that you're part of the ocean. The ocean is you. So May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be safe. Know that you're looked after each and every breath. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Akal.